What is going on, CSBA? We are in Kentucky for some SEC basketball action. Got my boy Steven Rampage in the booth. What's going on, Steven?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Great, man. Great. I'm glad to be in the booth with you tonight. Talk to me about these teams. When I looked at the starting lineups, looks pretty even. I think we're gonna have a good game on our hands tonight in primetime CSBA. What do you think?
Oh, I feel like it's an even roster, but one person that I will never consider to have an equal is Carter. I think we saw that in the March Madness last season.
Kentucky with their first shot attempt there. It's a three-pointer, no good. Auburn comes up with a rebound, and he'll go down to Curtin, and Oatmeal is going to have his first foul. Kind of the over the back situation there, Steven.
A cute little pass there too. I mean, he kind of got both feet off the ground for that one.
Ooh, Oatmeal might have a case there. That didn't look like a foul to me. He might have got the hand after he got the ball, but I don't think so.
Hey, man, we're in Kentucky, and now all these refs are old. They're used to the old ways, you know what I mean? Got to call some of them down the middle.
I feel you. Auburn's first season in the CSBA roster's looking pretty good, and I expect them to compete tonight. I think it's going to be a good one as they're in their navy blue with orange lettering, orange accessories as well, and then Kentucky's in their white checkered uniforms tonight. So both teams looking good, hopefully they're feeling good, and hopefully they play good. Auburn on to a 1-point lead so far.
Absolutely. I mean, everything new is nice, you know what I mean? First season, it would be nice to have a champion that no one was expecting, because I think the new teams are definitely underdogs in every situation when it comes to the CSBA's history.
Carter hands off to Savage here. Savage waiting for the rest of the offense to get in motion. Looks like they're looking for a floppy play, but it's sloppy. And Thomas is going to lose the ball. Gaucher. And
pass break is always fun. Oh my goodness.
Slap that off the backboard, and Kentucky will have this ball back like nothing even happened.
Just absolutely wipe that play off the map. I'm sure Auburn won't mind.
Carter forced to pick up his dribble, gives it out to Savage. Savage working the post, up and good. Kentucky ties it up.
Savage, a surprisingly good post player for his size. I mean, usually you like to see the 7-foot big man in the post, but he will absolutely get down there and get dirty with the best of them.
So you talked about Carter. Brown for Auburn's pretty good. Not going to give anything away, but he could shock some people tonight. It's pretty nice.
I always like the new kids on the block, but I think Carter's longevity is gonna come into play in this game. I think we really need to see Brown hit his stride in the fourth and third quarter for me to really consider him to equal to Carter. You know what I mean?
Time will tell. His experience, you're right, Carter definitely has some more experience, but sometimes, I mean, I think back to when Charlie Banks first arrived on the scene. Everybody's talking trash to this guy, and he comes out, and he's a huge reason Clemson won the championship in season 3, as we see Savage miss his first free throw there.
It's true. There's no equation for figuring out how somebody's going to perform under them lights, and I think that's definitely a good example of somebody who stepped up to the challenge, especially if they were new.
Savage puts up the second one, doesn't make any adjustments there, and kind of just stares at it after he misses it. Bradbury's coming up, Pulls up and good. Savage lackadaisical there after the missed free throw. He's almost like he's frozen at the free throw line.
I mean, I like the confidence and believing you don't need to move after shooting, but I think following your shot is definitely a better idea, regardless of what you think the outcome will be.
That was the first thing I was ever taught in basketball, was to follow my shot. So, I let
Kentucky is definitely a place for them fundamentals.
When I hit that first three, I let that arm hang up out there like it was loving basketball. My coach, Oh man, it was a bad day. It was a bad day.
Had him in the gym until the lights turned off. I understand.
Carter working on Brown, goes up and rims in and out. That looked good for sure, but nope. And wow, what was that?
There are some interesting passers in Auburn. I will say that. I mean, they are definitely never going to give you a boring game.
Woodbury fires it out to Swifty. And Brown going to pull up, contested, good, bang, wow.
Hey, Brown is trying to look up in the booth telling us these lights ain't nothing. The lights seem off to me. I got sunglasses on.
Oatmeal out there playing point center for a minute. He's going to give it over to Thomas. Thomas looking for the Savage pick and roll. Doesn't find him, though, and he'll step back out to the three-point line. Oatmeal with another pick. And that pick and roll is going to go up. Oatmeal tries to get that to go. Off-centered shot, kind of sloppy. No good.
Great pick and roll defense. I mean, the switchbacks are clean. Didn't really have any lane to pass the ball as well as drive. You like to see it.
Auburn is unranked, looking for an upset here tonight over number 18 Kentucky. If you're just joining us, Auburn's come out the gate firing. Kentucky's struggling not only on their shot selection and their shot percentage, but also their free throw percentage as well.
Can't tell if we're watching a defensive game or a game where both teams have really been staring at the rim and struggling to figure out why it won't go in.
Ant Thomas is going to go to the line here, try to correct Kentucky's free throw woes. Nice foam opposites he's got on his feet.
The shoes won't tell you much other than the fact that he can afford to buy them, which sometimes will tell you a lot.
And takes a step back now. Centers up and good. Nothing but the bottom of the net there. And we'll see the subs come in for both teams. So time to get into how deep each bench is. Who do you think has the upper hand here in bench play?
Bench play is iffy. I like the roster that Auburn has coming off the bench, but I gotta trust experience again, the coaching experience, to know what type of set that is going to work well with both your starters and bench. I think Kentucky is going to have the ability to bring back some of these runs that the starters for Auburn might go on with this bench.
About to find out, as Ant Thomas is going to get some extended minutes here. Since he was at the free throw line, he did not come out of the game when the rest of Kentucky did. And Woodard going to pull from the elbow here. No good. Ant Thomas with the rebound there. Pushes it up the floor to Webb. Webb back out to Thomas. Thomas for the three. No good. Woodard with the rebound. He'll take it up the court on our side of the court. Splits the defenders. Goes up strong and good. Auburn coming out. They're not having any problem finding the basket here early.
Absolutely not. Some excellent speed shown there. I mean, I thought he was going to slow down and reset, but then he bolts to the rim. This is the mismatch you definitely want. I don't know if that's the ending you want, but you keep getting them, something different's got to happen.
Walker tries to go down to Scott's tip, but Scott gets it anyway, puts it up and good. 7-point lead for Auburn. Kentucky might want to call a timeout here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you told me we were going to start out with an Auburn run, I would not have believed you, especially with Carter struggling, apparently, given the fact that he hasn't really been coming off of our lips so far. Thomas, however, is doing pretty well. I mean, other than the missed three earlier, haven't really had any problems with him.
Ant Thomas has 4 of Kentucky's 6 points so far. And like you said, he's doing a fantastic job, especially these extended minutes that he's getting. Fuchs down to Santiago. Santiago works. Santiago good. Santiago going to the line for a 3-point opportunity here.
That is some great balance. I mean, we've seen a lot of great centers tonight. Let's hope Santiago can continue that tradition. Some cameraman fell asleep, but it's all right.
Yeah, I was quick to adjust that. Not looking for any 20-minute replays tonight.
Absolutely not.
Santiago rocking the what Bjorn Lockhart called the Viking braids. Guess they'd be something different for him.
Gotta be something different, but I'm sure he'll grace us with an explanation at some point.
Auburn takes a 8-point lead here. As we look at Kentucky's offense trying to move. And Copeland ball. Three-pointer no good. Kentucky really struggling from the three-point line. And what they're not struggling on is defense, though, for steals. That's their third one of the night so far.
Yeah, 3 steals in the first quarter is what you like to see, but you'd also like to see the ball go in the basket when you're getting those steals. I mean, no transition points, really.
Yep, got to convert on the opportunities given. Another 3 misses the mark, and Fuchs with the rebound. Woodard, I'm not sure where he's going, but he steps back over to the Rupp Arena logo over there, and oh, good look as he hits the step back 2 from pretty much the baseline hash mark over there.
He said he needed a reset, factory reset it, came back up, knocked it down. I'm not gonna get mad at him for it.
Auburn with their first double-digit lead of the night so far, 16-6. Got some drip from Wiersma as he gets that to go.
Hey, when you find in space, you like to see the people who can shoot it to have that space.
Auburn wants to talk about it. Shocker that they're the first ones to call timeout, but you're watching CSBA on Twitch. We'll be right back.
You guys, he's loving what he's seeing as we see Paul Iverson with the dunk.
Yeah, try a nice pass. What a pass!
They're leaving wide open. Tierkin with the pull-up mid-range, and he hit.
Up top. Sees it. He goes right down the middle. And then Carter drives that floater up off the lap.
All right, back we are. Santiago looking for the inbound pass. Immediately fires it to Fuchs, who gets it out to Woodard. Woodard. Kentucky comes up with another steal. Weird turnover there.
Quick hands once again.
Lyle working his way inside, or trying to. Now gets back outside. Webb now with the ball. And he'll look for Wiersma. Wiersma this time deep 2. Good. 5 points from Wiersma in the last 30 seconds.
If somebody's going to have to step up, you want it to be some of your more unnoticed players, because Carter is not going to be able to do it forever. You need somebody that pass that baton to eventually. Even if you're not passing the baton, you got to have somebody to step up when he's having a rough night, which is going to happen.
Woodard trying to do too much. Fuchs for the 3. Bang! And they answer right back.
That is a super senior if I've ever seen one. Man, his hair gave out. But hey, the 3 points are going to drop either way.
Sure are. Scott now. There's a mismatch somewhere. It looks like it's down there with Ant Thomas. They're not gonna work it. And that was a missed opportunity there if I've ever seen one.
Said, Mama put me on TV. You wanted that one bad.
Fuchs out there now. Could have had the 3-point. Oh, wow. Santiago saves Auburn from another disappointing turnover, but the ball comes back to Kentucky nonetheless. Good if it goes. No, it does not. Rattles in and out off the backboard and down. That's where we're going to leave it. Auburn is leading this game in the first quarter. You're watching CSBA on Twitch. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Flip those numbers, and that's exactly what the score is. 19-11. Auburn Tigers leading. Still on upset alert over the number 18 ranked Kentucky Wildcats. What have you liked so far, Steven, that you've seen?
I mean, the Wildcats haven't had a terrible quarter. I think it just comes down to the fact that they really just can't finish. I mean, they'll start to play beautifully, but there's 24 seconds on that shot clock, and those last couple seconds have been rough for Kentucky.
Woodbury and Curtin playing patty cake as they give the ball back and forth to each other. Woodbury puts up a three, no good, faded off his back foot, and now he's going to give the lane up to Carter, who misses a layup. My goodness, Kentucky needs to get a hold of that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine what's being said in that huddle, but I'm sure it's nothing nice.
Woodbury now from the elbow, backs out to the top of the key, switches to the other elbow, fires over to Gaucher. Gaucher from the triple threat over there waiting on Curtin's pick, but he's just going to pull up and bang! There's another three for Auburn.
Auburn is looking to make a statement tonight. I mean, they have had a little bit of turnover trouble, but outside of that, I mean, their shooting is just night and day compared to Kentucky.
And there's the night that you speak of. Kentucky's still being... I don't know if Kentucky's hit a single three all night. Savage gets physical there, and he's even more upset about the call.
I think Kentucky hit one on the hash. I can't remember who it was by.
Malcolm Brown going to the line here. And he says you can all but cash these in.
I mean, let's sure hope so. Nobody likes to get overconfident too early because we have definitely seen some comebacks in the CSBA, and Kentucky is one of those teams where you let your foot off the gas, no matter how bad a night they're having, it's going to be iffy.
I jinxed him. One up, none down.
Jinxing people is fun when it's not me.
I feel you. Brown adjusts, and that one's perfect. So Auburn now up to a 12-point lead. And there's a three for Kentucky finally.
Hey, that's what we're talking about. Let's see what this possession looks like. But this is not where you want to have one of those steals they've been having early, because this is where the foot off the gas starts to kick in.
Oatmeal comes down with the rebound. And Fazo. Oh, Oatmeal has his back, though. Cleans it up. Now we got Carter over here on the wing. Looking for a Savage pick. And up and good. There's Carter.
There he is indeed. Let's hope that he can turn it up in the second quarter as well as the second half, because you really don't want to see Carter have a bad game either. But
Kentucky decreases the deficit to 7. Swifty, better be careful. Kentucky's known for poking a ball out or two. Gives it over to Brown. Brown on Carter. He's going to go up athletically and good. 3-point opportunity coming up. And there's Brown again.
I've been watching that film. That reminds me of something Carter was doing in the March Madness. That is amazing to see.
Malcolm Brown is not going to get a chance to see that highlight because we're not going to watch 20 minutes of it, I promise you.
They want us to make sure that we get the whole picture.
Start to finish. Brown trying to make it a 3-point opportunity. Gatorade power is activated. Up, no good again. He's 1 of 3 on the night. And Swifty will be called for the foul here as Savage tried to go up strong, and
these referees are calling it as well as they can. We're going to the line again. This has definitely been a free throw shooting game. This is where the fundamentals are going to kick in again.
Sure, it has been a physical one in the eyes of the CSBA refs.
Shooting 2.
I wonder what the coaches are going to be saying to the refs at halftime. all was a fun one.
Savage up and good on his first free throw as he gets some celebratory fist bumps from his teammates.
I mean, just beautiful hair, man. I can't grow nothing like that, so
Well,
I'm always jealous when I see it.
if you can't, I definitely can't. So stick to the comb over hard part myself. Or sometimes I slick it back, but I can't blow it out like that.
Hey, not everybody can pull that off, man. Not everybody can. He's in the gym all day. He can't be cutting his hair every week.
Right. Brown dishes back out of Curtin. Curtin droop. And back to 10-point lead for Auburn.
That's a lot of space. They wanted to close down the floor. Kentucky wanted to close down the floor, but they got hoppers like that.
Yeah, I think they were looking to double Brown there and left Curtin wide open. And speaking of Curtin, he is going to slam that one down. Nice oop. That is going to be a State Farm assist to the game candidate there for sure. Little droop. And Kentucky as well. So they're answering right back. Hold with a 9 here.
I mean, leads just disappear with a blink of an eye. I mean, I just can't pay enough attention clearly because I did not think it was a 9-point game that quickly.
Woodbury from 3, bang, and it's back to a 12-point game here. Wow.
I mean, the 3-point shootout shouldn't be for a little while, right? Or did I miss it? Because clearly we got something going on between these two teams.
Carter up and is fouled by Swifty. That'll be his 3rd personal, so watch out. Swifty probably headed to the bench here, Steven, because that's his 3rd foul, and he only has 2 to give. We're in the 2nd quarter. That is concerning for the Tigers.
Really concerning. I mean, Swifty may not have been as offensively involved so far this half, but defensively, you like to see him contest every shot, and if he's not on the floor, you wonder where you're going to get that from.
Also, not the guy you want to put on the line here.
Apparently not. I didn't want to say anything because then I'll have all of Kentucky knocking on my door if I keep talking while they shoot free throws.
They can come at it. They can come with it.
Stephen A. Rampage doesn't have the best security yet. I ain't there yet.
They can come up. They can come and knock on Hanzo Asashi's door up in Ann Arbor. We'll answer. Both free throws good. 10-point game here. Carter hits both, showing that veteran leadership that you were talking about as Auburn throws up a nasty shot. Not really ill-advised there, and Woodard probably wishes he had that one back.
Got a mismatch. I wonder if they're going to play to it or if they're going to go run and gun like they have.
They're not. They're going to hit some droop from way outside the three-point line and an off-centered shot as well. That was nasty.
I guarantee you, Coach told him not to take that shot again, but he did it anyway, and it is a good outcome.
Fifth steal of the night for Kentucky, and they are trying to will themselves back into this game. Auburn with a rebound here. Fuchs in the transition, but he'll get iced out. Woodard now over to Walker. Walker now to Santiago. Santiago over to Fuchs. Scott working the post and gets it to go. Wow, textbook there.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're Auburn, you're wishing on your lucky stars that Carter continues to struggle. But the passing's a different story.
Woodard working on Carter. So to Fuchs. Fuchs to Walker. Woodard pulls up. Bang! Good. Another Auburn three. They are killing it from the three-point line tonight.
This is completely different from the game we just watched. I mean, we just watched a game where the paint was a main focus, but now we're spreading it out to the three-point line in Kentucky.
Wiersma misses a three-point opportunity. Auburn almost lets it go out of bounds. They throw it down the court to Walker, and he'll go up. No good. Great defense by Wiersma to contest that shot and not foul him. Thomas, a little droop from the elbow. And Auburn wants to talk about it again. Anytime Kentucky gets inside of 10 points, closes the deficit to 8, we get an Auburn timeout.
It's worked so far. They've done it about 3 or 4 times, especially in this quarter, where they've tried to slow it down every time that they get too close, a little too comfortable. So you like to see that, to be honest. Get them a little reset.
Walker dishes over to Scott now. He hesitates and drives the lane back to 10 points.
Webb bit on that hesitation way too hard, and he just kept going forward.
Webb now with the ball. Wiersma, another 3. And this one it rattles in and good. He's celebrating it like he drained it and didn't get any luck there at all, but we all know what really happened.
He's been practicing in this gym for years. The rims are definitely accustomed to who's shooting.
Also got a heat check out of the deal. And wow, Walker trying to get a little fancy with it, and that's going to be sent to the ceiling. Kentucky comes down with it, though, and we have a Scott foul on the other end. So Auburn getting physical, or continuing to be physical in this game.
I think if you're Auburn at this point, you just gotta, I don't know if you want to slow it or speed it up. I can't really tell what they really want to do, because they're going slow and then fast. And right now, that lead is going to start diminishing, especially with some of these Kentucky players heating up. Luckily, only 1:20 before the half, which is really going to kill some momentum, hopefully, for Auburn.
If you're just joining us, Auburn 40, Kentucky 33. Been mostly Auburn all this game. Kentucky might have had a very slim lead at the beginning of it, but Auburn's come out here swinging, trying to upset the number 18 Wildcats. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. I see Vengeance in the chat, Swish House in the chat, Brandon in the chat. So we appreciate you guys. Thomas drains the second free throw attempt. Pull the Kentucky Wildcats to within 5.
Kentucky getting their act together from the line. That's what you like to see. I mean, and they're still poking. They're reaching in there. Definitely hasn't right now.
There's another foul. And this time on Lyle. It'll be his first personal. Woodard letting him know how he feels about it. Woodard will step to the line here. A little bit over a minute left in the second quarter.
At this point, no matter who you're rooting for, you don't like the refs today. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, they are not letting them play today. A little drip from Woodard at the free throw line. Knocks that one down perfectly.
They are blowing that whistle as much as possible, which I cannot tell if that's good or bad for the game, but we're going to find out.
Second drip for Woodard. And he knocks down both free throws. The faucet is steady dripping for that guy. Uh-oh. Another foul. Call me surprised. Fuchs, first personal, 4th team foul. Auburn's got to be a little bit careful here because they might get in the bonus here late in the second. And that'll be one more advantage to Kentucky as they're trying to pull to within now 4.
I mean, this has probably been the longest 20 seconds of the CSBA. Because I swear I just said 1:20 about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Steven. It is dragging.
I mean, you like to see the fact that you're not going to have any egregious no calls, because there aren't going to be any tonight.
Thought Walker was playing a little ISO there, but he'll give it over to Woodard. Woodard back to Walker. There's a Scott pick on the play, and Walker's going to dish it down to him. He gets almost shoved out of the paint, but up and good. And right there at the end of the shot clock, got that one to fall off the glass.
I mean, Auburn has definitely slowed down slightly, but I don't think that's come from the Auburn big men. I really don't know where it's come from, to be honest.
Thomas fading left after hitting a crossover move, and no good there. Fuchs going to try and drive the lane, go up with it. He gets blocked. Surprised there was no foul on that play. Webb now down to Lyle. Lyle now in the corner. Watch out, he'll pull up from there. He steps out to the hash mark here, gets it down to Webb. Webb's going to have to fire this up. Good. 4-point game coming into halftime. You're watching CSBA on Twitch. We'll be right back. Steven, you think Auburn would be where they are right now with a lead going into halftime?
I mean, I definitely didn't think they were going to come in with a lead. I thought they were going to start strong, which they did. I thought they were going to have a close game. But I definitely did not expect Carter struggling as much as he did from the field, giving Auburn the ability to have this many turnovers and still lead.
Yeah, Brown's looked solid against him, and he has struggled. You're right, and I don't think he was expecting that. I don't think anybody was expecting that. But Auburn shooting 57% from the floor. Steals. They're only saying Kentucky has 3. I don't think so. I think I counted 5 there, but I could be wrong.
I mean, five on a slow count, but let's hope that everybody's counting their own steals. I'm sure they are. I'm sure somebody's on the bench telling them their stats.
All right, we'll dive right into the third quarter right now. That is not your score. It is flip-flop, 44-40 in favor of the Auburn Tigers as we get a look at Thomas there.
I mean, also, if you're Kentucky, I think that you feel a little bit of some level of comfort knowing that if Carter struggles, you can still play a very competitive game.
Sure can. Takes a team to win a championship, that's for sure. It can't just be one player, especially in this league. Woodbury receiving double picks. He'll get over to Swifty. Swifty for 3. Auburn good again from outside the arc. My God.
I mean, the threes have just been raining. There's definitely been something in the water. Something's going on out there because it is rare to see threes coming from 1 through 5. Really, I mean, the big men have been pulled.
Oatmeal gets the rebound between 3 Auburn defenders, goes right back up with it, and is good. Woodbury to Brown. Brown back to Woodbury. Woodbury waiting for Swifty to figure out what he wants to do. He goes for another 3. No good this time. And Savage probably goes straight up. Swifty's got to be careful. He's the one that has 3 fouls, I believe. Really weird to see him back in this game.
I mean, he came out in the second. I think you don't want him to sit for too long because then he cools off a little bit too much. But at the same time, like I said before he came out, he plays very aggressive.
Fazo splits the lane, cleared for takeoff, and goes up and good on the layup. 3-point Auburn lead now, and Savage with the foul here, his second foul.
I mean, I'm surprised I haven't seen... I mean, the fouls are a lot more spread out than I was anticipating, given the sheer number of them. But I think Swifty is the main person that's been struggling individually.
Kentucky with there, by my count, 6th steal, as Carter goes up and shows why he is that man for Kentucky. Brown taking on 2 defenders now. Tries to cross up both of them. Yeah, it is Woodbury. Woodbury over Swifty. Swifty back to Brown now. Woodbury pulls up and bang, another Auburn 3.
I mean, Carter was on his hip until he had a little turn once he caught the ball, and a little bit of space is all he needed.
Savage pulls up short of the 3-point line, calls timeout. We'll stay right here for this one. Copeland comes in the game for Kentucky, immediately throws it down to Oatmeal. He's going to work the post. No good. Great defense there. I think that was Curtin, but Oatmeal gets his own rebound, puts it right back up for the score.
Yep, the end of the play is not when they miss, it's once you get the board.
Swifty from the corner. Bang! Auburn 3 again.
Oh my goodness. I mean, if you're Kentucky, what do you do? Because they came out of the half still firing, and they tried to call a timeout to reset their momentum, and that three-point line has been their best friend tonight.
Well, I would, if it were me, I'd try to spread out the defense because Curtin's not the biggest big guy in the world, especially compared to Oatmeal. And I'd let Oatmeal handle him, and I would stay on perimeter D, try and slow down these threes because they are not missing from three-point line tonight, Steven.
Absolutely not. I mean, I would try to count them, but if you blink, you're going to miss one, and now your count is off for the rest of the night.
Kind of like the Kentucky Steelers. Auburn with another three-point attempt there. Savage dribbling down the court, gets over to Carter on the elbow. He'll back out to the three-point line. Gatorade power is activated for him. Gets it over to Fazo. Fazo no good on his three-point attempt. Swifty with a rebound.
I like to see them push the floor. I don't know how often they'll need to do
Go
it.
Shea for three. Good. There's another one.
Like this. I mean, I cannot. Well, I think they counted that one as a 2, but still, the distance is just, they're so comfortable from out there, and I did not expect that from Auburn.
That one was contested as well. Savage has a lane, goes up, and good. Athletic layup there. Smooth on the finish. What a game we have here, Steven. This has been fantastic. 2 different styles of basketball and one power conference.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm really surprised by the level of consistency that Auburn's had from distance, whether it was a 3 or just a long 2, but they've really shown that they have no problem shooting from out there, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or the 5.
Yeah, another thing, on the opposite side, Kentucky's defense with all these steals they've had has kept them in this. Even though they haven't been able to hit on all of them, their defense is really keeping them in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, the steals, speaking of, but the steals are just back to back to back.
Walker now over on the hash. We'll give it back to Woodard. Woodard has Fuchs if he wants him, but he goes down to Scott. Scott working on the smaller defender there, and up and good.
Yeah, the mismatches are definitely something to take advantage of. I mean, they haven't really worried too much about it given their success from deep, but something to fall back on whenever you want to stop chucking threes.
Ooh, tipped up and in by Pope off the missed three-point. And we have a three-point ball game.
Fronting here a little bit to try and just keep him from getting the ball at all, but what a move.
Splits the lane, no good. Pope with the rebound. And Lyle trying to dribble down low. He gets it over to Wiersma. Wiersma down low, backdoor pass to Pope. Great defense by Santiago to throw him off his game and get the rebound. Uh-oh. Another steal for Kentucky.
I mean, this is just, oh my goodness, what a spin.
Excellent move by Copeland there, for sure. Lyle now to Webb. Was waiting for the backdoor pass by Lyle, but he'll get it out to Wiersma. Wiersma for three. Bang! Good. And we got tied ball game. Ooh, had Walker on the back door there, but he'll get rid of Fuchs. Fuchs for three. No good. Can't answer back. Kentucky looking to take the lead here for the first time in a while. Lyle pulls up. Good. Kentucky leading for the first time in 3 quarters.
I found this on the web.
Battle of Siri.
Yep. Wasn't even talking to him. That's my Australian counterpart there.
The most helpful person in the world, but sometimes a little too helpful.
Fuchs up and good there to tie this ball game back up. About the quickest third quarter I think we've seen in the CSBA. That's a backcourt violation. Great defense by Walker as he forces Lyle to have a really... Actually, that's not Lyle. I'm not sure who that was.
It might have been, was it?
No, it wasn't. Lyle's white.
Oh, yeah, I see. But yeah, I mean, if you're Kentucky...
That was Wiersma. That was Wiersma who committed that.
That was.
Ooh, Walker. Tough shot. Even better make. Oh, can't do that. Leaving Ant Thomas down low. He's going to make that look easy every single time.
Gonna try and go for last shot, which is not a bad idea here when I can see this game coming down the wire.
Being double teamed over there. He's got Fuchs if he wants him. Fuchs is wide open. So is Scott. Scott from the corner. Three. Bang. Drip. And they're going to take a 3-point lead. 3, 2, 1. Good if it goes. And it almost does. No good. Get your fours up in the chat. We're headed for the fourth in this barnstorming battle between these two SEC teams. Sorry, I tripped over my words there. We'll be right back. Fourth quarter quickly approaching. What are you expecting to see here, Steven, as we look at the State Farm assist of the game?
Expecting the little jump pass from the beginning. I really love that jump pass, but that's a nice lob too. I'll take it.
That was the first alley-oop that I said was going to be the contender for assist of the game.
Sometimes you know what you're talking about.
Very rarely. It's a lot of fake it till you make it in this booth. And Thomas now over to Lyle. Lyle will get it back to Thomas as he comes all the way around the world. He's being guarded by Scott. What'd you say? Sorry.
I said Thomas wouldn't dare shoot that. He wasn't far enough away from the rim.
Woodard really using his speed to try and get around Lyle, but stops short. He is on the Rupp Arena logo. Get over to Gaucher. Gaucher to Walker. Gaucher with a nice pick. And gets it back from Walker, and he'll put it up and in for a deep two. And Auburn's back out to a 5-point lead.
You've had these Kentucky centers running, trying to catch up to these poppers on these pick and pops.
Scott giving Pope some angle, and Ant Thomas with a three of his own to bring this back to within two. Scott is fouled by Oatmeal. Oatmeal's second personal of the night. Auburn getting ready to send some subs in. Kentucky as well. 2 versus 3. Savage and Carter will come in the game. And it looks like Brown's getting ready for Auburn over there too. So we're setting the stage for some fireworks to finish this one off, Steven.
Absolutely. I mean, this is what we like to see, these close games down the line, to see who can really step up. I mean, the lights might be on for the full game, but different kind of heat coming down from the skyboxes to in the fourth quarter. This is hard.
Curtin checks into the game as well, and now Carter brings it up the court. He'll be met by that is Woodbury. Savage for three, no good. Curtin with a rebound. Woodbury brings it up the court. He'll get it over to Brown. Behind the back pass to Scott. Up and good. Auburn jumps out to a 6-point lead here in the fourth. Class is singing your praises, Steven, in the league chat. Your coach must be super proud of you.
He always is, man. I have that effect on those who put their trust in me.
I must say, it's been a pleasure having you in the booth. I think this might be our first game that we've called together, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is only my second time in the booth. I try to get in here more often, but my private jet only flies so fast, you know what I mean?
I feel you. Gaucher really trying to spin out no one, then spins out someone. No good on the layup there.
Here comes Carter coming down the floor. Let's see if he can have a big fourth quarter for Kentucky.
Gatorade Power is activated. He'll get it down to Oatmeal, who also has his is activated as well. No difference made, though, as he'll put that up and in for some backboard drip.
Huge mismatch in the paint. I mean, that's what you want to take advantage of every time you can.
Gaucher powers that one up. Not really the smartest shots. And Kentucky with the rebound. Up and good. 2-point game again. 70-68. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth.
Here's where experience comes in. I mean, when the pressure's on, it's a different kind of basketball game.
Auburn wants to talk about it, and they will. Right back in the action. Scott to inbound. Looks like he'll come out here and give the ball to Gaucher. Gaucher over to Woodbury. Woodbury working ISO on Carter. Now gives it back over to Gaucher. Gaucher back to Woodbury. Scott with a pick. Ooh. Gets it to fall, but I'm not sure I wouldn't have gone up with that if I. Oh man!
It was a little bit of fear when he was driving to the rim. A little bit of fear, but they finished it off in the end.
Gave me a heart attack. I don't even have any vested interest in this. These two teams looking for a cardiac finish as Carter gives it off to Oatmeal. Oatmeal standing deep behind the 3-point line. And he'll give it to Ant Thomas. Ant Thomas, good three. Pulls it within 1 point. Thomas has been the unsung hero for Kentucky tonight in Carter's lacking performance.
Someone step up, and since the beginning of the game, that has been Thomas. He stayed in early for the first quarter after his free throws and hasn't slowed down since.
Gaucher with a miss. Oatmeal going over the back of Curtin to get that rebound. And Kentucky takes the lead. Little droop there from Carter. So here comes this veteran leadership that you were talking about earlier.
I really hate when I'm across it sometimes. It ruins the movies, you know what I mean?
You can hear Kentucky's crowd coming alive in this one. First little bit that we've heard. Savage pulls up from three, bang! And Auburn might be in trouble here. They're down 3 points, have given up 5 points back to back and given up the lead. Woodbury out to Swifty. Swifty over to Gaucher. Now up to their point guard and leader Brown. No good there. Savage with a rebound. Good boxing out. He gets it over to Thomas. Thomas to Fazo. Fazo working in the corner. Thought Oatmeal was going to set a pick, but they'll get it down to him in the post. Up and good. 7 points unanswered for Kentucky.
I mean, 3 minutes to go. If you're Auburn, this is where you put on the afterburners, you run through, take you a nap in the hotel later with the win. You cannot let this lead go.
Oh, Brown misses the dunk. That's embarrassing. Fazo over to Thomas now. He steps around. Good defense. I spoke too soon. Oatmeal now on the heat check. Watch out. This could turn ugly for Auburn in the last 2 minutes. They're going to talk about it. Player of the game is going to be Ant Thomas. I certainly agree. He has been the lifeline for Kentucky tonight and really kept them in this from the go.
Absolutely. I mean, his hot streak started at the line, and it is finishing at the three-point line because there have definitely been there's been some space created by both these teams to be able to get off this many shots from the three-point line.
Nice montage for Ed Thomas there. As we see Auburn inbound the ball. Brown coming around. Motion play, good. Drip! And Auburn answers. Kentucky calls a timeout now. So these teams discussing strategy. And that was a good one for Auburn as they got that 3 to fall. Four-point game here, Steven. Strategy-wise, what do you think Auburn should do to tie this back up?
If you're Auburn, I think you go back to what you know works. I know it's not the most conventional, but I think you go back to that three-point line. They've been struggling inside. Speaking of three-point line,
Carter left him wide open. What a mistake by Auburn there. Bang. 3, Carter. Now we're at a 7-point game. Oh, can't be doing that with a heat-checked Oatmeal down there. And Carter going up, and three-point opportunity coming up for Carter. This might be a 10-point game in a blink of an eye. My goodness.
He just started running and never slowed down. You hate to see it, but at the same time, if you're Auburn, I think you'd take away a lot from this game to even have Kentucky on the ropes like they did.
Yeah, I mean, just like battling the way they have had Kentucky on upset alert for a lot of this game, pretty much all 4 quarters until recently, and no good on the 3-point there. With only about 3 possessions left, they got to make some stops and try to get an extra possession just to be in this. Thomas being double teamed to get it out to Wiersma. Wiersma for 3. And no dagger yet. Pretty close though. Woodbury pulls up, no good. I think that Woodbury miss might be the dagger.
Yeah, you needed that one bad. Especially with the game is definitely going to slow down now that Kentucky has the ball.
Kentucky moving around pretty good here. Gets over to Ant Thomas from Carter. He's going to pull up from the 3-point line. Dagger. Call it. Game, set, match. Ant Thomas putting an exclamation point on this one in the game that he has played such a pivotal role in.
I mean, great game plan set up for Carter. I personally did not expect him just to come out and play the way he did. But not like we've never seen it before. Kentucky is a deep team on purpose.
Man, the way this game changed in the blink of an eye was fantastic. Just a work of art from Kentucky. Okay, a little bit of class there from Thomas. Yeah, he could have easily pulled up. Decided not to.
A little class there from Thomas. You like this?
88-75 is your final. Kentucky over Auburn. And the ranked stays ranked, as they could have easily fallen out of the top 20 if they'd lost here. We'll dive right into the stats. Team comparison really shocks me, honestly. I thought Auburn, had enough to lead more than, 3 categories. Take me through this, Steven. What do you see that really stands out to you?
One thing that maybe didn't decide the game, but definitely stands out to me, is the fact that there were 21 threes made between both teams. I mean, that's something you don't see super often in the CSBA. But what I think decided the game, 24 points in the paint for Auburn and 36 for Kentucky. You got to be able to shoot and finish at the rim.
I agree. I also point to the 10 free throws that Kentucky was able to make versus the 8 that Auburn did. And then, of course, steals for Kentucky as well and points off turnovers. Seven steals, 11 points off turnovers. So can't overlook that stat there. Let's head to the box score and see what we got here. Ant Thomas, your player of the game, 27, 2, 4, and was responsible for 36 of Kentucky's points. Carter had 14, 3, 4, 1, responsible for 23. Wiersma, great role player tonight for Kentucky, 14, 3, 1, 2, 1, and responsible for 16. So that is a fantastic stat line for him. Savage, 11, 3, 3, 1, responsible for 17. So Kentucky, you'll see the trend there. Anytime your PRF is over 10, you've had a good night. Oatmeal, we're all the way down. I think on the 6th player, Oatmeal has a double-double. 1 assist, 2 steals, and a block, and 13 PRF. Fazo, 4, 1, 1, and then it kind of drops off 1, responsible for 6. Lyle with a 2-point game, 3 assists, responsible for 8. Webb, all the way down here, also responsible for 10, had 2 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound, 1 block. And Copeland, 2, 1, and with 1 block. His PRF is 10. Look at Pope. Pope responsible for 10 points here. So the PRF spread really all over this roster tonight for Kentucky as they get the win here. 2, 4, 3, 1 for Darnell Pope. And we'll shoot over to Auburn. Nothing to hang your head about here if you're Auburn. I think that they played a great game, just couldn't finish. The 3 kind of went dead for them there late in the 4th, and they never recovered from it. Scott was 8 of 9 from the field, 19 points, 2 rebounds, and no assists. Brown had 9, 1, 3, responsible for 17. Woodard, 9, 1, 2 with a steal, responsible for 14. Woodbury, 8, 2, 4 assists, 1 steal, responsible for 18. Gaucher, 7, 0, and 1. Responsible for 10. Curtin, 7, 2. Swifty, 6, 8, 2. Responsible for 12. Fuchs, 5, 1, 2. Santiago, 3, 5, 1. Walker, 2, 2, and 4. And that'll about do it. Anything you want to say, Steven, before we sign off for the night?
I think you have a really good foothold if you're Auburn for preparing for your next couple of games. I think you got some stuff that you want to repeat, some things you might want to change. But this is not a bad game for you, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, it really wasn't. And again, I appreciate you being in the booth with me. We're going to call it a night. We'll be right back with 3 more games tomorrow. You're watching CSBA on Twitch. I'm Juke. He's Stephen A. Rampage. You guys have a good night.